How we doing there, boys and girls? Manthieus here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to take a first look, a very rudimentary look at the work order system that's coming in Dragonflight. This is going to play a huge part for any crafter out there. We've seen already, after taking a little bit of a look at a couple of the professions, that most of the end game crafts are bind on pickup. Now this is great if you happen to want to craft these and use them yourself. But it's always nice to share the love, and this is where the work order system comes into place. Somebody can put up a work order, you can then ask a crafter to go and fulfill that work order, and it allows the sharing of bind on pickup, both materials and crafted end goods. So let's take a little bit of a look at how this is going to work. We are currently chilling in Valdrakken, which is the main capital city that we're going to have a little bit of a play around with in more detail. Oh, so much more beautiful than Oribos, I have to say. This is over in Thaldraszus. We stumbled across this dude, Asley. Asley gave us a little bit of information about customer satisfaction. This is a starting little quest line for the work order system, but they also tells of a few little rules of how the crafting and the work order system is going to work. So in order to be fair to the other crafters of the consortium, you can only fill a number of orders per day. We want to be on top of the customer needs though, so if an order is about to expire, we won't count that towards your limit. This is both a good and a bad thing. It's good in terms of the fact that you are going to have to be slightly more selective with which work orders you choose to fulfill. Meaning if you do end up being a master crafter, that you're probably going to want to craft the highest tier stuff that hopefully, in theory, will make you the most gold, has the biggest tips attached to it. Meaning that you're not hoovering up all of the work orders and preventing anybody else from, playing along with you. On the flip side, though, it depends how strict they're going to be with this limitation, as, there's lots of people out there that like playing with the professions on a regular basis. If you can only fulfill, a few work orders a day, the possibility of actually, making gold with the professions might be quite slim. But leave your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. What you'll need to do, though, let's say you want to buy a piece of gear. How does the work order system work? Well, you're going to come across these work order NPCs, and this is where you get you're going to be able to then basically browse the auction house, very similar to how you would do before, but you get to browse for things to where orders can be placed. So let's say, for example, we want to buy ourselves a new piece of plate gear. We can search through it using the regular system. For reference, you can only blacksmithing patterns have been implemented into this system so far for this very early testing, hence why I've ran off and leveled blacksmithing a little bit. Let's say, for example, we want ourselves one of these primal molten great belts, one of the end game crafted belts, item level 350, requires level 70. We think that that's quite a good bit of kit for us. We can click on it and it shows us, very similar to the crafting window within the profession, it shows you the reagents that are needed, any optional reagents that you want to attach to it to customize that piece of gear. You can select the quality of the item that you want to be crafted. If you want a minimum quality 5 piece of gear, there's obviously going to be a lot less people out there that will be able to make those. You may need to offer a slightly more healthy tip. You can leave a little message to the crafter themselves. You can leave a tip. Just a little bit of feedback for you here, Blizzard. And nobody getting rich if you recommend 2 gold tips. You earn 250 gold by, doing a world quest. Let's up these numbers, Blizzard. Let's suggest people actually, pay the crafters a minimum wage. Nobody likes to work for free. People will work for free if they get something else out of it. But, let's share the love a little bit. Let's up these rookie numbers. You can change the duration to which you want to place the crafting order first. And the last thing you probably want to do is adjust who you send it to. Now, you can pick one of 3 options here. You can either do private, which we presume is going to then give another option for you to put in an actual character's name. Send it direct to somebody on your server that you know is specialized in crafting primal molten great belts, for example. If there's a few members in your guild that are master crafters, you can select to send it to your guild only, or your third option is to send it out there publicly. Fire it out there to anybody that wants to have a play with it. There's a problem with doing it publicly though. When you send it publicly, you seem to lose the ability to specify the quality on it. This is kind of a bit of a kiss-curse situation. You know, you're likely to get the item fulfilled and in your inventory much quicker if you give everybody a chance at it. But you may not necessarily get the quality of item that you expect. You may then need to look in the future to upgrade it. There is going to be an upgrade system in Dragonflight so that you can then provide a pre-crafted piece of gear and have somebody recraft it and increase its quality, but that's yet to be implemented, so we'll have to wait to see how that pans out. But say we want to throw one of these out publicly, let's give a nice healthy 100 gold tip because we're a generous goblin, and then we can list the order, and off it goes. What then happens if Mr. Crafter runs along? Mr. Crafter wants to run along and he wants to make himself some gold and wants to fulfill some work orders. They're going to interact with the work order NPC in a similar way, but now we want to fulfill an order. We want to see if there's anything out there that we can make that we can fulfill. Now, the UI for this feels real jank. I think this is probably going to need a lot of work done to it. But what we can now do is we can search for any listings currently up on the any work orders that are currently publicly available, and here we can see here's our primal molten great belt. So we can select this, we can see the details about it, and we can decide, right, well, we can make this. Cool, great. We can see who wants it, we can see any notes, we can see the tip. If we're happy with this, we can click start order. What's happened now is it started a little timer. With this little timer in place, we then can have the option, if we are a blacksmith ourselves, to just click create order. If we can make this, which we know we can, we've leveled it up, we can see that we can make tier 3 quality ones. We can create this order, and as it currently stands, nothing really happens. But, like I said, this is a very rudimentary, basic version of this. Nothing really happens. But in theory, at this point, what should probably happen is that the item is crafted, the order is fulfilled, you as a crafter get your 100 gold tip, and the other player gets the item in question. Thoughts on this then? Generally speaking, I think this is a system that's going to need a lot of love. At least by the way that it appears at the moment. There's a couple of concerns I have with the crafting system in general, being heavily emphasized on these work orders. The problem I feel with this is that people are lazy. One of the biggest advantage of the auction house is that you can run to the auction house, you can find an item that you want, you can click on the item that you want, you can buy it, and it's in your mailbox instantly. If you have to place a custom order for just what feels like a regular piece of gear, it feels like extra steps for no real significant benefit. The likelihood is you're then going to have to wait an undisclosed period of time to get your piece of gear. What if you're going raiding that evening and you want that new piece of gear? You may not want to have to wait up to 48 hours for an order to be fulfilled. And then, if you've not been generous enough with your tip, or if there's not enough people on your realm to be able to actually craft that exact combination that you want, that order won't get fulfilled. The system feels like it needs a little bit more love, if I'm going to be brutally honest. It's a good start. But I do worry that they're going to have to really make it worthwhile people engaging with, or it's all going to go internal. The public side of this could easily flop very quickly. You'll have crafters in your guilds. Guilds will recruit crafters. There'll be, you'll find that one person that can craft the stuff, and you'll send personal direct work orders to them. The public system, it could be a little bit. It needs love. It needs love. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this work order system. Like I said, it's very, very basic. It's very, very rudimentary so far. But it has potential. There's definitely potential there, but I do think it needs a little bit of love for the professions to really stand out. But I'll leave it there for today, boys and girls. If you've got any questions on this, use the comment section down below. You can come say hi over on our Discord, or we do stream. We're streaming the alpha Monday through till Friday, every day over on twitch.tv/Manthieus. So come over, say hi. But I'll leave it there for today. Have a good one, boys and girls. Catch you all next time. Peace.